'Tis a lesson you should heed. Try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. A very good day I bid to everyone. My name is Yia Yan Yu, and today I'll be talking about failure. From William Hickson's poem Try Again, it is clear that success is not a guarantee in life. You may have heard the saying that there's no such thing as failure. This is because some people are of the opinion that failing after 1 or 2 or 3 attempts is not failing, it is just trying. But that sounds contradictory, doesn't it? How can you fail without failing? According to the Merriam-Webster's dictionary, failure is defined as a lack of success. In other words, if you do not succeed, you have failed. Therefore, I'm not going to try and convince you that there's no such thing as failure, because failure is common, usual, and maybe even inevitable. Today, I'm going to tell you that failure is good. Now, let's start by debunking a few myths about failure. Firstly, people often think of failure as definitive. Come to think of it, what determines an action is a failure or a success? Let's say you are taking part in a marathon. Do you succeed when you cross the finishing line or when you break your personal record? Do you need a medal to prove your success, or can you go home happy that you tried? The way we perceive and respond to the results determine whether it is a success or a failure. If someone thinks that they have failed, only then is it set in stone. Next, failure is generally perceived as avoidable. I'm sure all of you have heard someone say, "Don't make careless mistakes in your exam. Don't let the opposing team take advantage and score a goal. Don't stammer in your interview." Honestly, as many precautions as you take, there's no way from preventing someone from making mistakes, because everyone will. Big or small, something will go wrong no matter how careful you are. But that's okay, because as I said earlier, failure is good. Now, let's talk about why failure is good. The most obvious reason is that failure means you actually did something. Instead of playing safe, you tried. Instead of letting hesitation and doubt talk you out of something, you went after what you want and believe in. Be proud of yourself, give yourself some credit, and keep trying. Next, failure makes you take chances. If the thought of taking risks scares you, failure will push you to take a leap. Since you have no other options available, you will be more open to new opportunities and challenges. Instead of worrying about what could go wrong, you will be more likely to go all out, because what's the worst that could happen? Failing, you've been through that anyway. From a different perspective, failure makes you reconsider what really matters to you. Maybe you keep failing a tough subject in school and you have no choice but to give up. Maybe you just got fired from a job. That doesn't necessarily mean that you are weak, incompetent, or stupid. We know that everyone is talented in different areas, and that probably wasn't for you. Now, you have more time to spend on things that you actually like or are talented in. Remember, even if you give up on something, that doesn't mean that all the time and energy poured into it is wasted. You have gained experience, and not much else matters. Ultimately, you can still reap the benefits if you continue making an effort. Moving on, success leads to complacency. Failure keeps you on your toes. Being constantly successful at what you do is actually not ideal. By getting too comfortable with where you are, you will not strive to learn or grow. Put it this way, if you remain stationary while everyone else is moving forward, you are going backwards by relative. If you remain constant while everyone else is improving, you are weakening by relative. Occasionally failing might be a good way to remind yourself that you are not unbeatable. failure will push you to ramp up your efforts and venture to the edge of your limits. Lastly, failure makes you reassess your comfort zone and rethink every assumption. When something goes wrong, you'll need to find all the reasons why it didn't work out. You'll try to find various solutions, not just for the problem at hand, but also to prepare for any obstacles that may occur in the future. This is why they say that failure makes you more flexible and open to changes. Unexpected setbacks may bother you, but by getting your bearings as soon as possible, it will not affect you in the long run. Basically, failure will temporarily turn your world upside down, but it will also help you see things in a new light and gain new perspectives. Evolving involves failure. This is because real change involves taking chances, and taking chances always possesses a risk of failure. In conclusion, failure gives you experience, a new perspective, and better insight on how to proceed next time. Life is a journey, not a movie, and it won't be perfect. However, there is something to be said for beauty in imperfection. We cannot avoid failure, but we can still plan for the aftermath. Rest, recharge, strategize, and go again. Let me wrap up my speech today with a quote I find eye-opening. When one door closes, another opens. But we often look so long and regretfully upon the closed door that we do not see the one which has opened for us. Defeat is nothing but education. It is the first step towards something better. Thank you.